This time on First Impressions, Jeremy Corbyn after the independent group split.
God, this Brexit fiasco is going to tear Conservatives apart. Isn't that right, guys? Guys?
Can't even pronounce tear. Ladies, gentlemen, and all other gender-specific pronouns, this is Two in the Bush. I am Shaun Howe, and I'm joined as ever in the bush.
Yep.
But you just heard him say, yep, it's Timothy Broad.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Do you like the carpet?
I do.
Good.
Nobody else can see the carpet.
No, but it's been hoovered.
It has been.
This room has been given a nice
The thing
clean.
is, there's literally no evidence. I don't think there's any evidence of there being a hoovered carpet. I mean, quite apart from the fact that the one video thing that we haven't quite released yet. I don't think you can even see the carpet in that anyway.
No. Well, that doesn't make
I admire that you're trying to try and take something from your surroundings.
Yeah.
I like that, but it doesn't quite work here.
One question I do is, when we started doing this podcast, did I have a carpet?
I think, yeah.
I've always had the carpet.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Pretty sure.
Okay. I don't think we did, you know. And the reason why, because I remember right at the beginning I was obsessed with putting pillows in the right place to try and muffle background sound.
Oh, yeah, you were.
And the room used to be kind of more
I
echoey.
thought that was always because the sofa was right by the window.
Maybe that was the reason as well.
I mean, we're still relatively close to
Sure.
it. And all of the curtains are actually open today. Again, for those not in the room with two people.
Yes.
The curtains are very open. So.
Yes, I've rolled them up just to remind myself that I have a job to do, which is to clean them. So now I have to look at them. And
Look at them.
It's like punishment that I have no privacy and I have to see the windows and how grubby they are, so I know I have to clean them tomorrow.
That's how Tim's brain
Deprive
works.
yourself of something so it annoys you enough that you'll act upon it.
That's why people go on online dating.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Should we jump in? Should we jump into Wordplay of the Week?
When you accidentally make a somewhat decent point.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Anyway,
Hey, wordplay, right?
Wordplay of the
Okay,
Week.
so Tim,
Yes.
this week you could win some famous children's TV characters acting as whistleblowers to reveal a scandal.
Wow. Okay. Children characters.
TV characters.
Right, there are hundreds. Well, maybe not
Yes.
hundreds. Okay. Well, okay. Help me with this. When were these characters about?
Early mid 2000s.
Early to mid 2000s. Children characters.
Yes.
Puppets.
Not
Animated?
puppets. Not
Stop
animated.
motion?
Not stop motion.
Book. Just
No, it's not a book.
Oh, was it people in costumes?
Yes.
Okay, children's things that are in costumes. First one that comes to mind are the tweenies.
Okay.
Then you've got the Teletubbies.
Right.
Are these right?
No, I mean, they're not both right. One of them is right, but I won't reveal which one.
Oh, okay, so I'm on the right track. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so it's.
So try and think of it in a wordplay sense.
Okay, so it's children.
So they're acting as whistleblowers to reveal a scandal.
Whistleblowers. It's kind of that's another way for ratting somebody out, right?
Yes.
Ratting somebody else. Another kind of twist on the idea of whistleblowers. Ratting out. What's the word? It's when you're a snitch. Kind of snitch.
Snitch isn't the word.
No, I'm just thinking tweenies, maybe Teletubby.
Don't know if you heard me, Bert, but I'm...
Another one is loose-lipped. There's no wordplay with Teletubbies and loose-lipped or the tweenies.
Unless they actually are loose-lipped.
To find out a scandal. Right, now here's the thing. I do unfortunately know... I don't want to... I hope I'm going down... I want to be going down the wrong tree. I do know that Jimmy Savile was on the tweenies... And that was a scandal.
Definitely tell you that you're going down the wrong tree.
Thank goodness for that.
I
understand the connection.
Yeah, I understand
sure.
why, and I understand why you're worried as well.
Right.
But I wasn't gonna. Going down that path would not be worth it for a simple play on words.
And scandal. Another
Not
word
worth
for
it
scandal.
for anything, really.
I can't think of another word for scandal.
Okay, would you want me to tell
Yeah,
you?
go for it.
It's the Teletubbies.
Teletubbies.
They're telling all.
Teller. You're a teller.
Yeah.
Teletubby.
Teletubbies.
Teletubbies.
Yes.
What's the scandal?
Well, it doesn't matter what the scandal is. They're just green light onto
I
it.
look too deep into it. Well, here's the thing, because I assume like it's made up of three. Historically, they're been made up of like three elements, which is a thing with another thing with another thing. Very vague. It's normally three elements, and so I was looking for the I was looking for a character, another verb for, as it were, ratting out, and then the scandal.
Right. Okay.
So sorry,
That happens sometimes.
I didn't
though.
win.
You didn't win, unfortunately.
That is a shame.
But you don't always win.
I have an Elmo, but he's nothing to do with the
You
Teddy
do
Brothers.
have an Elmo.
And that
We discussed that in great length last episode.
I know, but I have an Elmo. Bring
You
him
do
back.
have an Elmo. He's currently defying gravity on
Yeah,
your
he's kind of doing. It's not planking. What is it? It's kind of. What is it?
In many ways, it is the exact opposite of planking.
What is
he's
it?
doing.
What is that move? It's kind of like you have your legs. You're sitting on your bum with your legs directly in front of you, and your arms kind of. I don't know what it is. It looks like you're doing the letter T.
Right.
From a
I
side profile.
was going to call it sitting down with aspirations.
That's a lot more catchy. Yeah, that's what he's doing with the dartboard. I've used the darts. I haven't impaled him with the darts. I'm using
No.
this kind of like a hidden bench. It's like if you go to London or any town or city.
More on that later.
When you see those street performers and they're like kind of defying gravity, like they're
Yes.
supposedly leaning on a
Yes.
that's the kind of
They're
thing.
singing a song from a
Defying. That's from
Aladdin. Was
It is from
Yes,
Aladdin.
that's
It is from Aladdin. I saw
Oh
it.
god, they did the live action trailer, which I haven't seen because all I've seen of it is pictures of Will Smith being very blue.
Right, here's the problem. If people say it's badly animated, I think it's okay how it's been animated.
Is this the new one or the old one?
The new one.
Right. Okay.
I think the animation is okay. It's just very hard to also subtly incorporate a very well-known and very strong face with strong features onto a puff of cloud, a cloud
Yeah.
puff, right?
True.
It's a very kind of shapy. I think somebody got more like a rounder face. Like who's the guy who played the Bilbo? What's his name? Oh no! Sorry. No, not Bilbo. Is it
Martin
Bilbo?
Freeman? No.
Yes, I think it might. The one who also plays these. He also plays Watson.
Yeah, from Martin
Him.
Freeman.
He
Martin
has a
Freeman.
rounder
And
face.
he's also in what's his name in the Marvel films?
I don't know. I can't remember him.
Never. Anyway, I'm gonna Google that. You carry
The
on.
point I'm making is you need someone with a rounder face,
Right. Okay.
and I think that would just work.
I still think
better.
that Martin Freeman's face is quite recognisable. If anything, I would say that the right thing to have done is given. I understand that it's a very hard role to do, given how good Robin Williams was at it.
Yeah. Oh, he was astounding. Yeah.
I would say you can either give it to a not particularly well known but like a comedian who would be able to do it, or you just don't make the movie.
Do you know what?
Or
Actually, that's a really
you know
good
what?
point.
That wasn't actually originally going to be my second point, but it just kind of slipped out.
It's a fair point.
My second point was going to be use maybe I don't know a
My
impressionist.
problem with these live action things is it's obviously a film sadly a film is primarily to make money, right?
Yes.
Certainly in the past it was more of an artistic, it was a way of expression. Certainly I'm talking very early films. It was an experimental way of making kind of almost art pieces. And,
By the way, the
you get
character I was
art-
thinking of that Martin Freeman plays in the MCU is Everett Ross.
what does he do? What's his jam?
He's from memory. He's part of the government in Civil War. He kind of plays a role there, and he's also mainly comic relief in Black Panther. So
Fair enough. What was I saying? I completely forgot.
you were saying about
Oh yeah, how films used to be more artsy, and I guess you also more artsy thing, and you kind of see that with the early animations. There's an artistic skill there, and I'm not saying the live actions aren't as artsy, but what is the point of them?
I'll tell you
Is to make money, sure.
specifically nostalgia money.
It is nostalgia money because they've run out. The reality, we're kind of running out of ideas when it comes to
And
films.
also, I feel like people. I have a theory that the reason why these sort of live action remakes do so well for Disney is because people are very stubborn, and some people say, "Oh well, why don't you just release something original?" Well, think of it as if you are a parent of the age where say, because they're also doing one from The Lion King when that came out.
Sure.
And then suddenly you see this year that there's a live action remake of The Lion King coming out. You are much more likely to want to take your kid to go and see that because you think, oh, they'll love it. But in reality, it's mainly for them, mainly for the parent than the kid. But they take the kid along, and that drags them into the black hole that is Disney.
I agree with you. The nostalgia thing is big. I mean, nostalgia is kind of... You've had things come back into fashion, but certainly we kind of live in an era... Not saying we're living in a culture crisis, but certainly what's new? What's the... Well,
Pussycat.
Pussycat?
What's new Pussycat?
Wow.
That was Tom Jones having a stroke there.
Okay, so... What would you say? Certainly, it's easier to define like other decades that we've had. I think I've got to talk about this before. It's easier to define styles, moods, thoughts, and vibes of decades.
What is this decade going to be looked back on?
It's a very fractured. It's the information era.
Yeah,
but it's a very fractured. Socially, it's very fractured. There's no such thing kind of as the really. There is the working class, but it doesn't exist in the same way it used to.
Right, hang on. A thought has just come into my head, but it's rather tinfoil hat.
Go for it. Let's hear it.
Well, the idea is that typically, I would say some of the big nostalgia are currently with the 80s and 90s.
Sure, that makes sense.
And people kind of look back to those times and think, oh, weren't they great? Weren't they brilliant?
Yeah.
But you see, the thing that people don't... I feel like the reason people are looking back at the 80s and 90s is because, politically speaking, those are probably the least confrontational times, I would wager.
I would disagree with 80s because you had the fall of the Berlin Wall.
You did. But I'm thinking, this is more sort of Western society type deal.
Sure.
Because the fall of the Berlin Wall, for the people in the Soviet bloc, was this massive, great political upheaval. For people in the West, it was a particularly good episode of the news.
It was a very good episode.
It was a very good episode of the news. Not disrespecting the news there. No. just saying that. But anyway, and people, despite the fact that particularly in the 80s and 90s, there was still quite a large amount of right wing politics. It was very subtle.
Yes.
In reality, what this era is more like is the 60s.
What we're in now.
Yeah, because oh boy, the 60s was fractious.
I would say.
I mean, we haven't.
It's not as fractious.
No, it's not as fractious today as it was then. But I would say that if you use an era which is similar, it would be the 60s. And my thinking is the tinfoil hat thinking.
Yeah.
I don't actually believe this, but I feel like it could be an idea that some people would think of. Is that people want the people up top want people to look back at the 80s because that was the time when nobody minded the fact that you had people who were very right wing, like Reagan and Thatcher and everyone else and Major in the government, and nobody seemed to mind. Whereas today, people do.
We did mind, certainly the working class.
Well, the working class minded, but it wasn't.
Certainly in the UK, the working class doesn't really exist anymore.
It wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah, because
certainly Labour doesn't exist. The idea, the classic.
Don't get a Labour to not exist anymore because the MP's
classic
ideas.
Image of Labour is to support the working class, but now that's kind of we've gone 360 or 180, and now as it were, parties like UKIP are more representative of the working class because it's more about our country and our work. But now they've gone.
UKIP are dead now.
Now they're very dead because they realise, oh shit, maybe Brexit was a shoddy idea.
Exactly. UKIP had one cause, they did it, and then even if Brexit was a good idea, they would have ceased to exist.
Sure.
But it really wasn't.
No.
So now they're just hiding.
Pretty much, still in denial. And hang on, tell me where does Farage work now? Does he actually work in the European Parliament?
I think he might still be in the European Parliament, but I know he's not part of UKIP.
But what does he do? What's he doing? Just yelling at them?
I reckon he's doing the opposite. I reckon he's keeping very quiet.
Okay.
He probably sees what's going on. And he thinks, if I even say a word here, I'm going to be metaphorically shat on here. So I'm just gonna sit here. I'm going to enjoy looking at the landscapes of Brussels.
Yeah.
And when I go back to my meeting, I'm just going to go in there, stay completely silent, and walk straight back out again.
Sounds like a good
To
plan.
be fair, if I was in his position, I would probably do the same.
Sure.
I mean, God knows what I'd find myself in Farage's position, but let's not unpack that.
Oh, where were we? Sorry, we're talking about nostalgia and why.
Yeah, I
it's still really being made.
just really don't like nostalgia as a thing.
Oh no, I think it's important, the whole nostalgia.
But okay, well, not as a thing, but the place in society that it currently has.
I remember something. I remember the thing I was going to make. This is maybe a little bit of a tinfoil hat thing, and maybe kind of vague. Okay.
Tinfoil hats is now going to be in the title of this
these
podcast,
changes
by the way.
you see when it comes with generation. When you see in the decades, normally to generations, right?
Yes.
And generations like to rebel against. There's a general kind of rebellion, right? And that brings that'll bring about a change. You want to be against what you want to do different things. And kind of then you get them. It's a healthy mob mentality where people think, oh, let's all do this same thing. Let's all wear this kind of same thing.
Yeah.
And let's listen to this music and create this music, right? There isn't really a wave of like that everybody's following at the moment. Everybody's very much
in many ways, perhaps it could be with the whole information era type thing. Is that if you notice that you'd have thought when you have like a right, so let's say you have a right wing march going on or protest, you would expect what would you expect the general age range to be?
A right wing protest.
Yes.
20s, 30s.
I would say probably perhaps a bit older.
I'm thinking
late
20s.
30s.
I'm thinking 20s for tuition fees and 30s for people's pay.
Wait, what? What?
20s for tuition fees. People in their 20s for tuition fees, and people in their 30s because pay's not keeping up with inflation.
I think you've got this mixed up.
Why?
Right wing march.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said a march against the right.
No,
wing.
it's a.
Right wing march.
I was going to say if you go to a right wing march expecting to stop tuition fees, oh boy, are you wrong.
I don't know what a right wing march really is.
Basically,
I think you have to be mindful of what you're saying with right wing, because conservatives are right wing, but really the conservatives are.
They don't really march, so that's the point that I'm making. The point.
If you're talking right wing, that normally.
I'm talking more of a sort of.
You're leaning towards more fascism, what's the word? Nationalism. Nationalism, not fascism.
Yeah.
Nationalism.
Because the thing is like before the internet, the sort of people that would be in a nationalist sort of march, it would basically be every complete idiot that goes to your pub all in one. Your respective pubs all in one place. But the problem is now that they can spread, and it's taking. There are people that are perhaps not the smartest, but people who had bad influences who will go and join that because they're big. Like I think there was like some sort of I might have been BNP march, and people were making the point where this is not the sort of people you would expect. There are teenagers in this march, and it's because the internet can affect people that much, and it's because it really does depend on where you look.
And this other thing I was going to kind of go back to now we live in the information era. It's never been easier, and it probably never will be any easier to have anything from the whole of history on a screen within a second.
Yeah.
All of music, history's music and culture is kind of preserved on the internet. We have records, that aren't going to go missing, like scrolls or vinyls that get scratched. That's kind of as you were subtle hint to. I bought a vinyl and I'm very much enjoying it.
I think you brought that up last time.
I did, and I'm very much enjoying it. What else? So, and that's why I know the culture we live in at the moment really isn't. There isn't really anything that defines it other than just information overload. That it's just an amalgamation of the here and now, only the here and now, because it will become very outdated very quickly.
And I would also wager that perhaps because of the information generations by that, if you define a generation being
20,
kind of a similar sort of mindset, I feel like because of all the information age, generations are getting shorter. Because suddenly, teenagers and 20-year-olds can suddenly display their thoughts onto the internet. And on that note, hi. And
Hey, I'm not a teenager. God, I never thought about.
Neither of us are teenagers anymore.
We're not teenagers anymore.
Yeah, before you have an existential crisis about that,
Jesus
I'll
Christ.
finish the point, is that because, say, 12, 13-year-olds can now say that, can see that rather, it's making the gap a lot wider. No, not wider. No, I lost my metaphor there.
I think what you're
I'm trying to say that the generational gap, the generation is a smaller concept.
Generations don't
Jesus
exist
Christ,
anymore.
because given that there is a whether it be true or not, a perceived hypersensitivity about people around about our age, and that God knows what sort of jokes are going around the playgrounds of Britain. Because they're going to be awful. They're just going to be awful because the kids will see that, and because they want to be edgy, they think, right, I'm going to say something really racist now.
Sure.
And it's just going to, and that's what's going to happen. It's essentially like, it's almost like one generation is almost folding in on itself.
My thoughts are.
But can I just say quickly?
Yeah.
We had whole other things that we needed to talk about, and we spent 10, 15 minutes talking about politics.
Oh.
We haven't even got to the ban bit.
No, we haven't. Hey, but that's all right. That's all right. That's just what we want to talk about.
Fair enough.
And display our thoughts.
Yeah.
Maybe, to be honest, I think some of my thoughts are probably, well, of course, even though I'm a teenager, I'm still only 20, and I've only experienced 20 years of life, probably 12 of which I've been self-aware of oneself and where I exist in this world. So I have a very small peephole of the world.
Yes.
Maybe 10 years down the line and listening to this, I'll be able to give a better informed answer.
Right, yeah. Maybe. We will go back to this in 10 years.
Sure. As a promise that I'm going to forget.
Yeah. I mean, just the idea that we'll still be doing this in 10 years' time is
I think, to be honest, I think in the next 10 years...
I wouldn't mind, but it somehow feels unrealistic.
I honestly think that in the next 10 years, and honestly, I'm not saying I'm a negative or pessimistic person, but I just think it's inevitable that there'll be some incident that will shake our foundations of humanity for a very long time.
Of humanity?
Yeah, serious. I think there's going to be another war of sorts. But it'll be an online war, as it were.
Well, actually, I did think the other day that because I think I don't know if I told this story last time, but I was getting a haircut, and well, I'm a bit awkward with haircuts. People just, for whatever reason, people will just be perfectly happy telling all of their problems to hairdressers, and I just don't really do that. I just I occasionally make conversation, but not much.
Sure.
But anyway, there was the guy who was next to me, also getting his haircut. It was a older chap, and he was saying that he could never remember a time where it was more difficult for the generation for the new generation to get somewhere in the world than it was for the previous generation.
How old is he, by the way?
I think he looked about 60.
Okay, so he's got experience.
Yes.
He's seen probably 3 generations.
Yeah, could have been older. I don't know. I mean,
Sure.
I didn't ask the man. But I just tried to think about wondered why that might be, and I feel like part of it could be, talking about the older generation, almost because of the technology and the information that we have, almost a bit of jealousy. And because I was trying to think, when was the last time there was such a big sort of technological upheaval? And let's see if it was any more difficult for people growing up back then. And the time that I was thinking about this, and the time that I thought was probably the most similar, ironically, was the early parts, say the 10s and 20s of the last century.
Oh right.
And there was a big war on then.
We are past the point of which we would have had a world war, the first World War at least.
We are, yes.
But we're not past the next one.
But it doesn't work entirely in cycles like that.
Sure. I have heard about how I think it's like a kind of like 4 stages of how kind of historically humanity operates.
Yeah.
There's like a period of calm, then there's problems, then all out war, repair, calm, rotate.
Yes.
Very simple. That's a very simple view. It's been a long time since.
Where on the wheel are we? That's.
We are. I think I know. I think we know. We went through a period of calm in the night. You say in the 90s where things were getting better and healed, and then. Well, we live in a post 9/11 world, so kind of 9/11, and we're still living and that. But the problem is, this has been a very long period of instability.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to come back round and be fine again, or if we're still on the way down to disaster.
Who knows? But anyway, we should probably carry on with the rest of the podcast.
I think we should as well. So much for being sub 2 hours this episode, right?
I mean, we bought that up. I mean, you never know. It could be really short other segments.
We'll try.
But now, I think that what we sometimes do in this segment, we call beating around the bush. We just talk about anything. We also have little mini segments.
Yeah.
In that, and one of them is each week I have a notes file on my phone, and and it is full with phrases that I hear sound like a name of a band.
Mm-hmm.
And what we do is we take one per week. And we try and figure out what sort of band they would be.
Sure, the genre.
Yes. And also, I feel like googling them to see if they exist might also become part of the segment.
I think
in reality, that probably should have been part of the segment to begin with, but we never thought of it. Okay, so this week's band is called Dramatic Swan Shot.
Dramatic Swan Shot.
I can definitely remember this was still when we were in Prague. From memory, I think it was when me and Kieran woke up early and went on Charles Bridge because it was quiet.
Yeah.
And I think there were swans on the river, and Kieran went to take a picture of it, and I think I said, "Yeah, get the dramatic swan shot."
Wow, that's this you got a lot in the catalogue.
Yeah. Actually, I'm just going to go back to it, try and see if I can remember how many more. I think they've got about 5 more.
I'm struggling with this one. Dramatic, and the problem is the word dramatic. And the dramatic.
Yeah, I feel like it is. I feel like that could be the point of the band, though. Perhaps they could be difficult to define.
No, I'm saying that you would pick a word like dramatic.
Well, I think calling something dramatic would be. Actually, no. What if it was like a really calm band, like kind of mellow?
Mm-hmm.
But
ironically.
Yeah, ironically they called.
But I was saying, if they're trying to, what's the word? Not being ironic. What's the word? Being sincere. There you go. If they're being sincere.
By the way, I'm currently googling dramatic swan shot.
I mean, what?
I want to see what the results are.
I'm trying to think of an example of what's the word? A death metal band. What they're Slipknot, right? Slipknot doesn't say the word dramatic in it. What type of word is dramatic? What type is it? Like a verb, noun? Was it adjective? It's adjective, right?
Yeah, adjective.
Slipknot. There's no adjective there.
So you're thinking that a band can't have an adjective?
I think it's very difficult. It's probably sure it's.
By the way, I have just googled dramatic swan shot, and the first thing that's come up in the BBC article called "Family of Swans Shot Dead in Senseless Benenden Attack."
When was this?
2nd of December.
Damn.
And I assume this wasn't by the Queen, so it's not allowed.
Unless you want to celebrate Christmas early.
They go for dramatic swan shot band. Let's see if there's anything.
I think there's just something wrong with dramatic. It's got too many syllables.
No, there isn't.
Nope.
The only thing that's come up is images of swans that look quite badly injured.
Great.
That's
great.
In hindsight, I probably should have done that on incognito, but you know, you live and you learn.
I can't. I'm sorry, I just can't with this one. I just have a problem. Swan shot.
Maybe just swan shot.
Dramatic and swan, and it's just swan. I struggle with swan.
Don't we all? Don't we all struggle with swan at some point in our lives?
I don't know what about swan that just doesn't bring about any particular feelings, emotions, particular genre of music. Swan, I guess you could say Swan Lake, obviously, which is
But you're not going to get very many ballet bands in the open mics, are you?
No, that'd be a. No, I'm sorry, I'm out. I can't do it.
Okay.
I just can't do it. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Sometimes that can occur.
Have you got any ideas?
Well, I was thinking maybe just the fact they were just a really calm band and called dramatic. So maybe it's kind of Actually, it could be like the name of like a band that make like royalty-free type music, where nobody really needs to know the name, because all you need to know is that you can use it for free.
Fair point. Who's the guy who just pretty much does all those mini sound bits where he actually got the file?
Kevin MacLeod.
What's his name? Kevin. Sorry, what's his name?
Might be MacLeod.
MacLeod.
I think it is.
He's done so much.
That's either the guy who does royalty-free music or the guy who does grand designs.
Do you reckon he actually makes any money from it? I know it's royalty-free, but do you reckon, because it's been used so much in many of his things, and you hear it far too often, it pisses me off. But he must make some money from it, surely, somehow.
I imagine he finds a way.
Unless he is just one of those great people on the internet, just goes, hey, here's some ideas for free.
I know that on his website you can also get graph paper.
What? Just graph paper?
Yeah.
Just prints off graph paper?
Yes. I.e. it's a PDF which you can print off the graph paper.
I might get that. Actually, that's a really good handy thing. Is it different? Has it got different sizes?
I'm not entirely sure. I haven't looked into it.
It's just graph
I know it
paper.
to be more up your Strasser, but
Sure, that's really handy. I'm surprised you don't do 3 sheets of manuscript.
what
sheet
for
music.
that would be really handy because I'd
You have to pay for that shit. I'm like, why the fuck am I paying for just a printed image of lines and staccatos and? Is this no? What's the name of the?
Maybe you do have to. Maybe you do have to pay for it. Maybe that's how he makes the money. He makes the money from the graph paper, and then he makes the music for free.
And it funds some of his questionable songs that he's created over the years. One of which makes our podcast intro.
Anyway, I mean we've talked for a while, but do we want to talk about London? Because I think I did set it up earlier.
Yeah, you go for it.
Well, essentially, it was actually quite recently my birthday.
Last Tuesday?
Yes.
Last Tuesday.
Exactly a week ago, in fact.
Yeah, you're 20.
From time of recording. Yeah, my 20th year. The 20th year of the Earth being slightly less attractive.
No, you do that every time. No, body positivity. I'm just now throwing verbal diarrhea in now.
Just throwing verbs at you.
Sorry, I don't know if it was on the last podcast where I just said I hate this concept of being thrown rights at people's heads. It's just verbal diarrhea and has lost all sense of the meaning, right? But body positivity, Shaun. If you're unhappy with your body, then make a change. And if you're happy with it, fantastic.
Right.
It's okay.
Can I be happy with my body and think that I'm ugly?
I guess then, sure.
Right, okay, well there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, we decided as a group with our friends who we mentioned quite a lot on this. I'm actually on this podcast, Kieran and Jordan. We decided to go to London to just do some things.
A hell of a lot of walking.
Yes, quite a lot of walking. Admittedly, most of that walking was due to this phrase being said by Jordan. Oh, it's not worth getting the tube. We might as well walk there.
Yeah.
He said that a lot.
I understand.
don't blame him.
I understand. It's because
he wants to see London.
You want to see London. It's always great to walk around. It's like when it's what we happened when we went to Belgium, and when I went to Paris, and when in the Czech Republic, in Prague. There you go. I want to walk it first. And then when it comes to the end of the holiday, if you've got like a few things you want to do, but they're a little bit of a distance, you then get the tube or the trams or whatever, because that's an experience in itself. And also you kind of know the streets already, you know the vibes.
Yeah.
Now it's just a simple case of being A to B. You've enjoyed snippets of the culture walking down the street. Let's just get to the point let's just get to where we need to go.
Yes. Speaking of getting to the point, the main thing that we want to talk about is that one of the things that we did.
Yep.
We did an escape room.
We did do in Whitechapel.
In Whitechapel, it was, for those who are wondering, it was Secret Studio.
It was very good.
It was very good.
Let's just say that now.
We would highly recommend it. And it was just a damn good time.
Very difficult.
Yes, but we did manage to get through it. Because what happens, for those who don't know what escape rooms are, is that you are put into a room. And you have these things to solve, which will get you out.
Puzzles,
based around the surroundings in said room. Mm-hmm. You have an hour typically to do this.
You do.
I described it to my dad as being a bit like one of the things from the Crystal Maze.
I've never watched that.
Well, there you go. That's something that clearly only took to some generations.
Sure, that's fine.
Oh God, let's not talk about generations again. We'll be here for all day. But yeah, we managed to make it through. There's a great bit when we'd gone through the whole room, and it turns out we'd finally managed to find the code to unlock this wardrobe.
Yeah.
And as we find the thing for it, suddenly there's just this big bang on it.
Yeah.
From a guy, and goes, "Help! Get me out! Get me out!" And then you tried to unlock. You undid the padlock.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, it's still not opening." It's like, "Well, Tim, you left a chain on there."
Man, you know what? It was so good. And just like the actors / people, introduced you, they're such good sports.
Yeah.
And it was our first ever escape room, and we escaped with 4 seconds remaining.
Incidentally, in each time slot there was 2 teams.
Yeah.
And you'd have your own rooms, but I imagine it was very similar. And that we didn't actually hear much from that group because, well, we were a bit late. That happened, but we heard that they had been going round like Europe doing separate escape rooms. So I think I came up with the metaphor of we are going up against the Harlem Globetrotters of escape rooms, and then nobody got it, and I'm like, oh.
Sorry, it still goes straight over my head.
Harlem Globetrotters, they are a team of all-star basketball players. They were most famous in the 80s, and they'd go around essentially doing an exhibition match with a team that would always be cheating and would eventually lose.
Right.
Entertainment. And then when we managed to get out with 4 seconds to spare, we were going to ask about the other team. In fact, and they didn't even make it out.
Well, I think
but they had a bit of overtime, basically.
Yeah.
Although that being said, our time was briefly stopped at one point because there was a point where we had to try and find a UV torch to show you show arrows to the directions of where you meant to go.
Yeah.
And it became obvious after about 5 minutes of searching, given that the place where this UV torch was meant to be was basically just a...
I think it was just a closet.
It'd be small for a bathroom.
It was tiny.
No, not even a bathroom, just a bog.
It was absolutely... Yeah,
it became abundantly clear that they'd forgotten to put it in there.
Because it said, it's on a shelf. I was like, okay, there's one shelf, and here it is. There was a thing. It was meant to be like a tiny film room. Was it like where you do like your process of like negatives and pictures?
Yeah.
Right? And it was very apparent that there was the padlock, the door you had to open. The little padlock thing you had to open. The tray, we put the chemicals, and a pair of gloves, and that was it.
Yes.
And we were just like, okay, we can't be this shit.
No.
Like, we can't just not find a torch. And what happened? They said we had to go into the room, close the door behind us.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we hear noises come from the other room. You said you saw like a figure on the other side of the door.
I saw the door going banging.
Just to explain, there were 3 stages to this one. This was the final stage, and so we're in the 3rd room, but we heard someone in the 2nd room on the other side of the door.
Yeah.
We could see the shadow. We went in, and then we heard things happen. Then I popped my head out. I was like, "It's just a torch by the door."
And basically, they just done a bit of kind of pantomime things to try and make us worry, to distract us from the fact they're basically just going in there to put the torch in there.
Just put the torch.
But that's fine.
It was really, really well done.
Overall, it was a very good experience. I would highly recommend it.
The only thing I would say is, if you are going to do it, try and not do it when it's dark when you leave, just because it is, well, Whitechapel, and if you've played Monopoly, it's in the browns, which are the bottoms. I would say that there are some shady characters.
You're referring to the person who came up to us saying they were homeless and they needed a bit of money to go around the shop, and you noticed that they had very new shoes.
Well, no, that's just, you get that way. I'm not saying I hate homeless people and I wouldn't give them money. Normally, I would.
I've set you up in a minefield.
No,
it's fine. Mean to.
It's not just that. I mean, if that happens, normally, if you just say no, thank you, they'll just go, okay, right, cheers. But this guy was like adamant, like he was adamant, and it was like kind of it's forceful begging. It comes sometimes a bit intimidating. But not only that, but as we were walking down, there was like a group of like 4 like not huddled together, but some of them maybe look like crack addicts. Yeah, and they were kind of like huddled together, like yelling, and it was just it's just a scene that exists, unfortunately, in the country. But I would say if you're going to go there, don't do the 7 o'clock one that we did. Was it 7 o'clock or 7:30? I can't remember.
It was 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Well, I'd say actually, I think there were later slots though.
There were later slots. I'd say try and do the earliest one you can.
Yes.
Just to avoid those issues. Because also there were tours going on for people to do
Jack the Ripper tours, yeah.
And that was fine, but once they clearly had gone, they probably have a time window where it's safe to do it, where they feel comfortable and they'd all gone, and it was really just the odd people who were going to do the escape room. It's unfortunate where the area is, but that's.
But yeah, it happens. Yeah, and not to end this segment on a duff note, I will when you were looking through, we were all looking very adamantly for clues.
Yeah. And
I'll pick up a book that is on the on the thing, and I look at the first page, and it has like this thing like it's at 4, and there's like this thing. It looks a lot like a pound sign. So, and because what you'd have, you go through, and there'd be somebody who's watching you through it, and they would occasionally send you messages to tell you whether you're on the right track or not.
Sure.
Yeah, it would. I just go up to one of the cameras and says, "Is this a clue, or did this book just cost £4 in the charity shop?" Turned out it was the latter, and apparently nobody had ever spotted that before.
Also in our room, there was somebody's in the first area. There was just somebody's coat on the door.
Oh, yeah.
Just there.
It did suit you.
It did suit me. It was a leather jacket.
Oh, also, there's a part where you open a door that just leads to a brick wall, but there's a little like post box in it.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is that there was a poster in there, but there was also a key for, I think it was a chest of drawers.
Sure. Yeah.
However, it had this thing where it said it was like a blackboard, which would be kind of basically what you'd use to try and figure out this code, and it had these little clues on it, and it had door rope written on it.
Door rope, yeah.
Now, I think from memory, but I noticed that when you open it, I'm about to turn, and then I hear the immortal line from you. Oh, there's a key in here, and instead of using the rope, using your skimpy wrist, you just reach down and grab it.
It was with a magnet on the end of it. The idea was you were going to pick it. It was like a very narrow kind of letter space, and you had to try. I just put my hand
in it, and then the message comes up. Tim, you're cheating.
Tim, you're cheating. Those skimpy wrists.
And on that note, I feel like we should move on to our next segment.
Sure thing, let's do it.
Yeah.
One in the hand. This is the best jingle we could come up with. Go ahead and try to make a better one.
Okay, right. Second segment.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting a bit more than a mm-hmm.
I'm ready! I'm pumped! It's one in the hand!
There you go. That's the enthusiasm that I like.
Thank you.
I like it a lot. But anyway, for those new listeners, they're thinking, what the hell do you do in one in the hand? Well, one in the hand is essentially our own personal card game. And it can be summed up, that's the word I was looking for, as being top trumps, but for everything. For life in general. Like, instead of having like a certain theme, we don't have a theme.
No, anything you
want. Well, for the overall deck, what we choose in the card each week has a theme, which we'll get to. But the overall cards in the deck, they can be anything. For example, I'm just going to get out the thing here. For example, already having cards, there are Soul Band, Earth, Wind and Fire, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, Pringles, Cones, and a Hugging Elmo.
With the Hugging Elmo. Right. Now, something I did want to quickly say. How many cards are there in the standard deck of top trumps? Is it 32?
I don't know.
I think it's 32 because 32 can be divided by 2. That's 16 each.
Yeah.
It can be divided by 3. No, it can't be divided by 3.
So it has to be something that would probably be divided by 3.
I remember it was a number that could be divided,
5.
but it was like 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think it could be.
Well, I'd assume it could be 30 then, couldn't it?
No, because you don't divide it by 2. And if you
what
divide
do you
it
mean?
You divide it by 2, which is 15.
No, you can divide.
Divide it by 3, which is
Tim, are you saying
10.
Yeah.
Of course. What are you going to do with 4? You have to have 2 discarded.
Oh, right, yeah.
I'm trying to remember what number it was now. Was it 28? Nope, can't be 28. Let's look it up. How many cards?
No, because you've got
Oh, actually,
28 divided by 5 wouldn't be. Yeah, you Google it. Meanwhile, I will explain. Carry on explaining. Now, if you're wondering, top trumps have scores. So what could you possibly have to include everything for life? What kind of scoring system could you have? Well, the categories that we have speed, we have intelligence, and then when I was trying to come up with this, I got a bit stuck. So I revert to what I know. So the other 4 are style, control, damage, and aggression. And each card also has a special skill, because why not? We might as well. We've come this far. Meanwhile, Tim is carrying on Google.
Yeah, I found an answer.
Okay.
It is either 30 or 32.
Okay, well, there you go. So you just have to lob a couple out then.
Sure, okay. Now, how many have we got? How many have we...
Right, how many cards do we have?
Years.
Right, let me count. Okay, so I can't really count and be engaging at the same time here. So can you just filter me for a second?
I wanted to ask, I'm not saying I don't like this segment, I wanted to end, but I was personally thinking, should we do, as it were, a series that is one set? Because that means that would be we'd have to do, I think if it's 30 or 30.
We have 18.
18 cards. Okay, so let's say when we get to 30, should we call that a season or a deck? And then and see who did the best in that deck. I mean, it doesn't need to be a whole segment. It just simply just say it would just be a discussion. Like, we've reached the end of this deck that we've created now. Who's the best? Who's the worst? Who was our favourite? Let's discuss that. Have that rather than having maybe necessarily an episode of one hand. Well, it would be an episode of one hand, but it wouldn't be 2 new cards around into it. It would be a discussion about our favourite moments. What are your thoughts on that?
I understand where you're coming from, certainly.
Sure, I think there's, yep.
And I mean, so... I think
ask why you wouldn't do it.
Well, my thinking being is that it would just be a bit of a faff.
You think so?
Calling it set 1 and set 2 and set 3. But I mean, we could do
I don't think it'd be too much of a faff. I'm not saying like every episode we go, this is set 2 we're on now. We would mention it once and that's it.
Right. Okay.
Right, and say, and obviously we'd probably pre-prepare and go like through the cards and go through what our favourite cards from the deck.
Maybe.
And see which one turned out to be the best.
Maybe. I think it'd probably be best discussing this off pod as an idea.
Oops.
But
Should we dive
here.
straight in then?
Yes, let's dive straight in. So this week, as our theme for what to bring to the table is all about that whole Labour thing. We're going to go for people or things that have broken away from another thing.
Split up.
Split up.
Not necessarily relationships split up, but just people departing or things.
Or departing. So I think I'll go first for this one.
Sure.
And I'm going to go with Robbie Williams.
Robbie Williams.
Probably the most infamous of all the split ups because, why not?
So infamous that I don't know.
You don't know at all?
Nope. You're going to have to educate me, I'm afraid.
Well, what
He's a singer.
Yes.
A pop singer.
He was in Take That, wasn't he? And then he broke out.
When was this?
In the 90s.
Oh, this is ages ago.
Well, not ages ago in the universal sense.
I just don't know much about him.
Well, you know roughly what he did as a singer.
No. Honestly, here's the thing. I probably know his songs. I probably would be able to sing them. Maybe not great, but I'd know the lyrics. But I just can't put a name to a face or a name. Do you want me to Google him so you can put a name to the face? Sure. I'll give you some of the examples of his songs. Yeah.
Well,
and look at them so I can look at his face.
Right.
Well, granted, I'm not good with faces either. But I'll give it a go. Okay,
right. So, hang on. I'm just going to go for images quickly.
Sure, go for it.
I mean, it's this whole jumping straight into it thing that went well.
I'm sorry, but I need to have some context.
You do.
I just seem to. Oh no, that's
this is what he looks like now.
Oh, he's the one whose face has just annoyed me. His face just annoys me. Probably I'm trying to forget it. He just always looks like a potato, a smug potato.
A smug. In many ways.
I don't hate him. It's just that's how I
in many ways, though, it will make this thing a bit more interesting.
Sure. Okay.
So, if you want, I mainly went from Robbie Williams because he probably is the most well-known.
Did you hear the song where I was like, Hey ho, here's
Candy, yes.
Yeah. He did Candy. Yeah, I didn't like that song. I just didn't. Sorry.
But you know it so well.
Yeah.
Anyway, Speed.
Okay.
Now, it's hard to define Speed.
This car's
He is
just all you, to be honest.
He
I
isn't-
don't know much.
I wouldn't say he's a sprinter per se,
Sure.
but I do know that from memory. Now, I don't know a massive amount about him either, but I'm just not completely inept. But
I'm sure he makes a quick buck here and there, so...
True, but also, from memory, I think he has a habit of taking part in like a lot of charity football games.
Well, playing or...
Playing, yes.
Okay.
So I feel like he's... well, for example, but I think what we will do is we will refer to the cards of ourselves that we have. I'm pretty sure that Robbie Williams will be faster than me in a running race. I can't say R's today, but which is a problem given that the guy's name begins with R, and has a W in it to make it even more confusing.
Robbie Williams.
Yes. So I think he is faster than me. I had a 15 score, but I don't think he'd be faster than you.
I think he would be, because I'm sure with the amount of money he's made, he's probably... I'm kind of the person...
Oh, I think he'd just use a car.
I know looks can be deceiving, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but he does kind of look like the kind of guy who has a personal trainer, and so I'm just thinking that he's probably just very well... He's looked after his body well because of all the money he's made. It's just a thing.
Okay, well, I'm thinking then we'll go for about a low 20s score.
Low 20s.
22?
22. There you go.
Okay, right, now, intelligence. Now.
I don't know, what do you judge intelligence on?
It is tricky. But I'm going to base this off of songwriting. I'm going to just quickly Google him again, and I'm going to try and find how many of his own songs he wrote.
Aha, I thought you were about to say how good the lyrics are.
Well, I do know
how good lyrics are. Is it subjective? Is that the right word? Yes.
Yeah. Well,
subjective. And also, if the first thing you think when his name is pop, i.e. popular, his lyrics are probably designed to be very appealing.
Pop music is often done by committee.
Sure, and it's designed to be very approachable, liked by everybody.
And one thing I do know is that the song of his that you don't like, that was done by somebody else.
Well, there we go then.
So, I suppose, perhaps, I don't know whether that makes it higher or lower though.
I just, as a general statement, if a song is becomes popular, there's probably a reason why, because it's been designed to appeal. That's what music obviously is. It's designed to people to appeal. There's no problem with that. That's the point of music. It's designed to be liked. But certainly nowadays, because there's so much pop music, it kind of limits creativity and originality in lyrics. So
I'm thinking...
I'm not saying that's my point. Not saying that doesn't make him intelligent.
No.
He's playing the game of...
Yes.
These lyrics are popular, this tune is catchy, that'll make me money.
Yeah.
I
would say he stayed relevant in pop culture for a lot longer than you'd imagine he would have done.
Sure.
So I feel like there's a bit of a bonus on that. So I'm thinking about a 20.
I was thinking mid-20s.
Mid-20s, okay. I think.
Wow, let's go for 23.
23. Let's
Slap
go
back in the centre.
Yes.
Sort of.
Now, style. Now, this I think like this. I mean, look, he's got a lot of money. He can afford all of the nice clothes. It's going to have to be high.
He's very orange.
He is. That's true. Which that's going to mark him down.
It will mark him down. I'm not sure if he's a real orange, as it were.
No, it's quite hard to be a real orange without being an orange.
Sure, yeah.
Because the only way to be a real orange is to be the fruit.
Sure. You think an orange a fruit? I would agree.
Yes.
Is orange definitely a fruit?
Yes.
Because, strawberries aren't there, berries, for example.
Yes. An orange is a fruit.
But an orange is a fruit.
Yes.
Cool, okay.
I think.
Fine.
I didn't
want to have an argument. I just simply, is it a fruit? Sure.
But look, for the purposes of this, it's definitely a
okay.
fruit.
So he's orange.
So
He has probably many a nice suit.
I'm thinking mid-30s.
What was my fashion score? Not saying obviously I'm a fashionista, but what was mine? Because his would just kind of have to be higher.
Okay, yours is...
Yeah.
Your style is 25.
Oh, he has to be like 30 then, sure.
Okay, well, we'll go for 30 then.
He's just higher than me. I'm not saying I'm envious of him, but he's far more appealing, apparently. Maybe even higher than that, to be honest.
For comparison, Earth, Wind and Fire's style is 39.
I think we need to give him a little bit higher, to be honest.
What, higher than Earth, Wind and Fire?
I think... No, not higher than Earth, Wind and Fire. I just think because part of his probably relevance comes from how he looks and how
yes.
How
I mean, he started to take that. It was a boy band. Because have you ever heard of it? Have you ever seen an ugly boy band? The answer is no. Because that is the purpose of boy bands. They're meant to make pop songs and be attractive.
Let's give him 33.
33.
33.
Okay. Now, Control.
Control of what?
Now, this is an interesting one. Arguably, he probably left to take that because he didn't have very much control and he wanted more control over his music.
And money.
And money, yes, of course, that as well. So he's a man who wants control, but does he get it?
I don't know. I don't know what you're basing his control of.
Well, my thinking being is if given that
he can captivate an audience.
He can. That's a fair point. Although sometimes, though, for memory, he has had a couple of performances which were not so great.
Oh, really?
Apparently. So I mean, I don't know. I seem to remember that there being a joke about it on Mock the Week. I don't know whether that he was actually a bad performance or whether that person just didn't particularly like his music very much. It could be either. But he can control a live audience. If pop music is done by committee, he doesn't have a massive amount of overall control. Although he does get, I'd imagine he gets some sort of final say. I'm thinking going straight down the middle at 25.
25.
Because
25? What?
Yeah, 25.
Yeah, that's middle. Yeah. Oh, wait, hang on. Hang on. In my head, for some reason I thought middle was 15.
No.
Wait, hang on. 25 is average.
Yeah, because it goes up to 50.
Wait, what was his intelligence? What was it? Go from the top. What was his speed?
22.
He's below average on speed.
Yes.
Okay.
Because he's a bit of a portly man.
Poorly.
But his weight fluctuates a bit.
Okay. And then what was the second one?
Intelligence, 23.
Oh, no, he's got to be higher than that.
Higher than that.
Sorry,
right.
I kept thinking 15 for some reason was average.
Well, why did you think the 50... Okay, Tim.
I forgot it was up to 50. I'm really sorry.
But Tim, hang on.
Yeah?
How could you think that 15 was average? Because by that point you were thinking we'd be going up to 30. So why did you give him 33
I don't know. I just broke. I don't know. I'm sorry.
I mean, Tim's broken away now.
I don't have I don't count in a linear way. I count in an exponential. Maybe I don't know.
Okay, so what do you think his intelligence should be?
Oh, like 26.
26.
Sure, 26.
It only goes up by 3.
Sure, that's enough.
That's fine. Okay, right. Now damage.
Has he destroyed his one? Is he self-destructive, or has he got a?
Well, I imagine in the rock and roll life, I imagine with all of the temptations and whatever, drugs and alcohol, he probably could be. It would not surprise me at all if he's had drug problems at some point.
He probably looks after his body fairly well. Oh, he fluctuates. Huh. Damage. Okay. Has he ever been influential in...
Can I actually change the speed thing? Because I feel like...
What did you give him a speed?
It was 22, and I feel like... Because I was saying that... Because if we're saying that his weight fluctuates, your weight doesn't fluctuate.
Oh.
That's mainly because there's not really much weight at all. But So I'm thinking for speed, take it down to like a 17.
Okay. Sure, yeah, go for it.
Anyway, so damage. See, it can be self-destructive, and the thing is that he doesn't seem like a hard man, if you know what I mean.
Hard man.
Yeah, as in somebody who you wouldn't want to get in a fight with.
High in testosterone.
Testosterone.
Yeah, that's the one.
high in Listerine.
He does not come across as high in testosterone. That is a fair...
Well, maybe not high in testosterone, but he just doesn't seem like the sort of guy who you would be scared of.
Testosterone.
You can get people who act like, I don't know, like traditionally manly, but you could probably think they would not be much of a challenge in a fight, if you know what I mean. I imagine it's what people think of me. I'm not particularly masculine either, but I feel like if somebody would look at me and they'd think he would not be good in the fight. And they're right, I'd imagine. I don't know. I haven't really tried. I don't really intend to.
No,
either.
it's not. I'm not a fighting man.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. And don't get any love either. But
I would say his damage minimal.
Minimal.
I'd say we're looking low teens.
Low teens.
I can't.
With a 13.
Sure.
13 damage.
I can't think of much of his damaging career. Damaging his career. I mean, damaging at any point of him.
Oh, actually, no, hang on. Sorry, the story's just coming into my head.
Yeah.
From memory, I feel like Robbie Williams did have a fight with somebody at a music awards ceremony.
Did he win?
I don't know. To be honest, if you're fighting another musician at that point, nobody wins.
Fair point, yeah.
But that does bring us nicely onto aggression.
His face.
His face.
That smile is certainly...
You think he's got a lot of pent-up anger?
I think he's very passive. I bet he's very passive.
Yeah, he does seem like a passive kind of guy.
He looks like he'd be very passive aggressive. Like, I don't know, I'm not saying he's got a sinister side, but like, he could turn on a dime if he doesn't agree with somebody.
Yeah, almost a diva.
Yes, exactly that.
Yeah, right.
So there you go.
So what sort of score are you thinking?
I'm sure I've given passive aggressive to somebody else, but I can't remember whom and what value I gave to them.
I'm thinking perhaps high 20s, low 30s.
I bet you he's somebody who would spit at you. He's that kind of person.
I hope he doesn't listen.
He would like spit at somebody.
Okay, we'll go for 31.
31.
31. And special skill. Now this is going to be tricky.
I think it had to be a lyric of a song or a title of a song to take them, as it were.
I feel like, I mean, I'd say his most well-known song is like Rock DJ.
How's that one go?
I don't want to rock DJ. This is really non-committal. It doesn't say that. That was me commenting on my tuning.
Hey, I'm going to type in.
No, actually, no, right.
Robbie
No,
Williams.
right. If you think Tim, I feel like, given that it's a song you don't like, I think we have to take something out of Candy. Moving bricks to Brixton.
Perfect.
That's a lyric in there.
Go for it.
Even though it wasn't him that wrote it, it's fine.
Songs. Here we go. Let's see what the first one. Angels.
Angels?
Oh, it may just be because it's in alphabetical order.
Okay.
Oh, no. Here we go. So there's one called Angels Feel. She's the one. Rock DJ. That's the one.
Yeah.
Something Stupid. Let me entertain you.
One up there.
The other one goes, let me entertain you. That one?
No. Of course it is.
Come on.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Come on.
Do you know why I know that song?
Because
And do you know
is it in like a Guitar Hero or something?
No, since Tracy Beaker, like the early series of Tracy Beaker. I used to watch Tracy Beaker. I think, very quickly, Mum encouraged me to watch that. I know why she did, because she was in care herself for a few years. No, sorry, not a few, a few months. And it's because the show actually had fairly good morals about how to be just a decent human being.
Right.
That's why I like Tracy Beaker. It's pretty alright.
I never really liked it because it seemed too soap opera-y to me.
Yes, but I'd say it was a healthy amount of soap opera.
Okay.
Not where it was okay. So soap opera is often
I don't really
the
like
boundaries
soap
of reality, right?
I would say that. Well, I would say that for me, the right amount of soap opera would be best described in the metaphor of licking soap. Don't want to do it. Don't want to hear that.
Fair enough. Do you know what?
But anyway, Tim, we're particularly roundy today. We haven't got to your one yet.
Let us be concise. I will be quick and concise with mine. I struggled to come up with an idea of this.
The things breaking away from things.
So I just looked around in my room and thought, what particularly broke or split up? And then I saw the rather large model of the Titanic I have on my my fireplace kind of top. So I decided to go for specifically the front end. The front end of the Titanic. So let's go for speed.
Front side of the Titanic.
Front side of the Titanic.
Right.
So speed, Well, it hit you hit the iceberg at like 20 knots, and the front of the boat went under was sinking as it were when it was going down to hit the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean with a 40 knots.
How do you know that?
How
did they find that out?
I don't know. Probably physics, just a bit of physics and math.
Probably.
You just know the weight, although weight shouldn't matter. It would matter. I don't know.
Given that when it hits the iceberg, it's the whole Titanic, so it doesn't count.
Okay, so
we're only going for when it's
40 knots. And what's 40 knots in miles an hour?
That's about. I can't remember if knots is slightly more, or slightly less.
Let's see.
I think it's slightly
40 knots
less. I think it's about 38 mile an hour.
in
At a guess.
miles an hour. I know we live in 46 miles an hour.
Okay, it's higher then, right? So
Okay.
that's pretty brisk.
That's fairly brisk.
Given for comparison, the card for let's just try and find it for Julius Caesar. His speed is 29 because we assumed he'd be on a chariot.
Right.
Similar with Theodore Roosevelt, who's somewhere up here, but his speed is 37 because we imagined he'd just be on a very well trained horse. But my thinking is that that's faster than a horse.
Yes. Oh, actually, is it?
Yeah.
I think they're fairly fast. Let's look again.
I mean, a racehorse could be faster than that, but I don't think Theodore Roosevelt is going to be riding a racehorse.
No, let's see. Average speed.
I'm not googling this episode.
A horse.
Of an horse,
40 to 48 kilometers an hour.
which is about
What's the middle? 44.
25-ish mile an hour.
So he's faster. It's faster than a horse. Twice as fast as a horse.
Well, maybe not 25, maybe about 30, but
30. Faster than a horse. Okay, so we have to give him a high speed.
then I think we gave him. What did we give him?
What do we give Roosevelt? Sorry.
I'm just going to go and find it.
Or Robbie Williams or
No, for Roosevelt. 37. We gave him 37
38.
speed. I'm thinking about maybe 40.
The reason why I'm not giving 40 is because then I'm sure in time we'll have a more.
Oh, so and also it would look a bit like we just gone for, since it goes at 40 knots, we'll go for 40.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go for 38 then.
38. Bam, there you go.
38 speed. This could be a surprisingly good card. Although that being said, the next one is intelligence.
Well,
It's a bow.
it's a boat.
It doesn't really have a mind of its own.
No, it didn't even have. It doesn't have an AI.
And I mean, if it was the whole Titanic, I suppose we could do it off of the driver. But given it isn't that, given that the driver and the captain at this stage has shot himself and the boat is sinking.
I don't think he actually shot himself. I think he just went down with the ship.
I think I might be thinking of the movie.
I think. Oh no, that was just the guy who shot himself. That was just simply a crew.
It'll be sad.
It was just it was a crew. I think in the famous scene in, like the Titanic is when he just stays in the room where you steer the boat. What's it called? The bridge. There you go. You steer the bridge. Just close the door. There's water. That was a good scene. It was a really good film. I'm going to say it's got zero. It's just a boat. Boat doesn't have an inherent intellectualness.
Yeah.
Or maybe default of 1.
I mean, well, actually, I think 0 because it's got a design flaw.
What's that?
Well, the fact that it's split apart at all was a design flaw.
I really wasn't meant to sink.
True.
It wasn't meant to sink in the first place.
In many ways, all sinking could be given as a sort of design flaw, I suppose.
But
actually, if we're going for design flaw, give me it's only the front half. I'm whacking a great hole at one end.
But it's not his fault.
No, so yeah, we'll go for 1. Go for 1 intelligence.
Sure, 1.
Okay, style. I've got a feeling that the way these card stats are going to go is high, low, high, low, high, low.
Right. So style. Well, the Titanic.
I mean, it was very well equipped.
It was a very luxurious ship. I think it was probably the most luxurious ship of its time.
Of course.
Although I would say that all luxury or sense of enjoyment of this luxury is kind of lost when it's...
Given it is in one half and it is currently sinking.
And it is currently sinking.
I mean, currently it's at the bottom of the sea.
It's at the bottom of the sea.
Although, coral reefs...
It's not an
It's not coral, but...
It's really not...
Okay, we're not coral, but fish.
Yeah.
Quite stylish.
Yeah, now fish are stylish. These fish aren't stylish because they're like the ones that are like 2.5 miles down. They're not the pretty coloured ones. These are just the plain ones. Not quite the the evil ones with like the lights that are meant to attract fish, and they just go around massive teeth. No.
Well, essentially, I assume
these are just boring
essentially,
fish.
essentially, though, these fish are basically going around the wreck of this boat, and they probably think, oh look, we've got ourselves a people tank.
Oh yeah. Oh god, that actually reminds me. Actually, I don't want to talk about. That's just grim. Sorry.
Oh dear.
Sorry. What were we talking about? Style.
Well, I feel like given it was well equipped though.
It was sinking, man. I
It
don't
was
care. I
sinking.
don't care how good it looks. The boat doesn't look good if it's underwater. Nobody went Costa Concordia. Great ship. Looked beautiful when it was capsized.
I never appreciated the curvature of the underneath of it until now.
Yeah, you know what? I thought this ornate design looked better with water logged.
Okay,
Damn.
right. So what sort of score are you
One.
suggesting? No, it's got to be more than one.
Okay, maybe there's was an inherent
I'm thinking
beauty
15,
in 15. Maybe there's
maybe
like,
12.
I guess an inherent beauty in
What it was.
what it was. Nostalgia. Ugh, more nostalgia. 15, there you go.
15.
I'll take 15.
The average, apparently.
The average in my head. Next one.
Control. It's just sinking.
It's just sinking.
It's just sinking.
Gravity's doing all the work and the currents are doing the rest.
And the engine's at the back.
One.
I don't think even one. I think it'll be zero.
I don't think we've ever given anything zero.
No, we've given things zero.
Okay, 0.
Now, damage. Now. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking,
no.
it's underwater.
I'm
But
thinking. I'm actually thinking converse,
Yeah, no, yeah,
but
because
for a different reason.
my thinking is if you had half of a really big ship coming at you at 40 miles an hour, Jesus Christ, is that going to cause some damage?
Yeah.
And I imagine it probably did to the seafloor, even though it's had quite a slowed down landing. It's still caused quite a lot of damage.
I believe that in itself there was a lot of damage. Certainly a loss of life, like 1,500 people died.
Right, okay, that's a way to make it dark.
But
Admittedly,
it
this is a big tragedy.
It did
but
improve safety for boats ever since.
True, but we're not judging.
Before
boats in that
Titanic,
sense.
before Titanic sinking, do you know how boats were, how they defined the amount of lifeboats a boat would have?
How to define it?
Yeah, like how they decide how many lifeboats were allocated to a ship.
Would they see how many people bought the most expensive tickets and then bought conveniently as many lifeboats as would take them?
It's actually worse than that.
Right,
It has
okay.
nothing to do with people whatsoever. It's to do with the tonnage of the boat.
How much it weighs?
I believe that's.
That was the timer for the second.
I do believe it was something to do with the tonnage or displacement of the boat. So in the end,
Hang on, displacement?
displacement.
That makes even less sense.
Like, I mean, like how much water does it displace?
Yeah.
That's like you have two values for weight of a boat.
Right.
I think. So it has actually nothing to do. It had nothing to do with how much the boat, how many people were actually on the boat.
That makes no sense.
Uh-huh. There are many things in life that make no sense, but they still exist for some reason.
True, like this podcast.
And so, in reality, there was I think it was less than half the amount of people on the boat.
Right. Okay.
How much of a cock up is that?
That's major. Does that tell us much about the amount of damage this boat's going to do?
Yes, because after it improved, and there was enough. There has to be more than enough.
But the thing is, it's like we're judging it on its own, though, not what it did for other boats.
Sure, okay, damage is pretty high damage, pretty devastating.
If you had,
for morale,
if you had
for white
half of a
coastline,
Titanic coming at you at 46 miles an hour,
or that'd be like 30,000 tons.
yeah, that's not great. So I'm thinking, and also it has literal damage.
You'll be going from 0 to 40 miles an hour instantaneously. If it hits you, you will be dead.
Yes. So I'm thinking it has to be not massive, not like a 50 type score, but I'm thinking like a 30, 32?
33.
30,
32.
32.
Sure.
Now, if you're wondering why I'm thinking it goes high, low, aggression. Because this boat, I mean, it has no self-conscious, so it has no way of being mean.
Nope.
It's just an innocent...
Not innocent.
Spy floater. Sinker.
Innocent. It's got nothing. 0. It's got to be 0.
0 again.
No emotion. No intent.
Okay, and our special skill.
I don't know. It's going to have to be a joke about the film somehow.
It probably is. Never letting go.
Never letting go. Yeah, the British company's never let it go, have we, really? And never let go, Jack. There you go.
Never letting... Right, special. Never letting it go.
Of Jack.
No, I'm just going to say never letting go. I mean, in many ways, it did let go to the other half of it. But again, in many ways, Rose did let go.
Yeah, she did let go. Shit.
There was room for him. Damn it.
Yeah. Well, okay.
The door probably would have sank, but you know.
Well, they did with was it Mythbusters? Like the piece of thing that they were floating on, and then they had the idea of using her life jacket to make it more buoyant.
Right. Okay.
And if they both stayed still, it would have been fine. Yes, sure, but the problem is there would have been it would have been floating, but the thing would actually be underwater.
Ah, yeah, that's not great.
So you'd still be in cold and freezing. She was all right.
Yeah. But before we end up rambling on about fluid dynamics, I think we should move on to the next segment, don't you?
Yes, I agree.
Almost satire.
It is, it is indeed almost satire.
Thank you for confirming. I was very nervous that it wasn't actually almost satire. I'm just a very jittery person.
I'm ready.
You're ready.
I'm ready.
But the question is, am I ready? Because
Yes. Is a roll, flip, switch.
sort of
Roll-verse.
later not going to be really much of a role reversal because we're going to do it every week. Because I think we
Yes.
did reveal last week that we're going to do almost satire, which by the way is a segment where there are two. Where one host gives the other 3 news stories. 2 of them are real,
Yes.
and one of them is fake, and the other co-host has to figure out which one is the fake one.
Yes.
Now, normally it would be me giving the stories to Tim all the time,
Sure.
but Tim found this thing called the fake news game,
Fake news.
because which suddenly makes the idea of him being the person to bring the stories to me a lot more achievable because
Sure.
previously you just wouldn't.
Well,
I think eventually you'll probably do the same amount of research that I do, as in just basically going on the BBC thing or whatever else and trying to find stories. But don't cheat. Don't look at the stories when it's because otherwise that would be cheating. But yeah, so I still think that I do have a slight disadvantage of the fact that these could have happened at any time, and my ones there typically happened in the previous week or two. But that's fine.
well, okay. I'm going to tell you now that
It's the situation that we have.
what's the oldest one we have here? The oldest one we have here is I think I said going through the deck like the oldest they get is like 2015, 2014.
Okay, so not too bad.
Okay. So are you ready? This is the first.
I believe.
These are a lot shorter than normally the ones you say.
Yes.
But I think they're well written to give information. You just kind of have to prize them apart and think.
Yeah, I think I feel like I go into something. Well, if from last time, I try and dig a bit deeper into the language that's used and stuff like that.
Sure.
And the story in general, obviously.
Well, you manipulate a real story to make it fake. These are just outright fake stories, as far as I can remember. Are you ready?
I suppose that I am.
This is the first one.
First story. Oh, by the way, just as we did this once when we first got this.
Yeah.
We have scores for each thing. For when it's me doing it, I have fooled Tim 6 times, and Tim has got the right answer 3 times.
Sure.
The only time that we previously did this, Tim fooled me. So
Sure.
it's only 1-0
Doesn't
to
say
Tim.
a lot, though. Doesn't say a lot.
Not really until we get a couple of results.
You ready?
Yes.
So this story was from the 11th of May 2015.
Okay.
Woman buys house at auction, can't get in as it has no door.
Right. Okay.
I can't pronounce the first name. Lynne.
Lynn.
It's just Lynn.
I think it is just Lynn.
Lynn Smith purchased her new house at an auction for £85,000. However, when she arrived at the property for the first time, she realised that there was no way to get in. Builders had bricked over the front door and were set to build a new entrance before the job got cancelled due to the house going up for auction.
Right, okay.
Bam.
Right. Now, my first thoughts about that is that surely, if you're buying something from an auction, I feel like they should probably tell you that you can't get in. But I will hear the other stories,
Sure.
and I'll work off of those. You're sitting on your phone.
I was sitting on my phone. That was really uncomfortable.
I was going to say.
It just says okay. Ready?
What was that? What were you checking?
The audio, just see if I'm audible.
Right. Okay. Well, you are.
Okay, are we ready? Are we ready? Are you ready?
I am ready. Are you ready?
This story is from the 26th of January 2017.
Right. Okay.
Free toy with diner. Burger King offers new Valentine's Day adult meal.
Right.
In Israel, Burger King is offering diners the chance to purchase a new adult meal on Valentine's Day that comes complete with an adult toy. The deal consists of 2 Whoppers, that's a burger, 2 fries.
Yeah.
That's what I'm reading it as it is, right? 2 Whoppers.
Oh.
That's a burger.
Oh, I know why.
2 fries,
The breasts.
2 beers, and an adult toy.
Beers.
2 beers and an adult toy, which includes either a blindfold, feather duster, or head massager. The meal can only be purchased by adults after 6 p.m.
Okay.
One thing I want to say is that they're not exactly the most crude, or what's the word? Just the most extreme toy.
Yeah, to be honest, if
Blindfold, a tame. There you go. So the most ripped. So blindfold's pretty tame. What was the other one? Feather duster and a head massager.
the last two don't sound like adult toys, to be honest. When I was expecting, when you said like, to get an adult toy, I was expecting the selection to be like a ball gag, a dildo,
Sure, sure.
and those weird kink dice thing.
Really, really good. So it says new adult meal Valentine's Day comes complete with an adult toy. The deal consists of 2 Whoppers, 2 fries, 2 beers, and an adult toy.
Hang on, feather duster?
Yeah, I know.
That's quite big.
That is quite
A
big.
big thing.
Sure.
Dude, how does this work as well? Is it like a Happy Meal? Is it in a box?
Well, they say
it's a very Happy
They
Meal.
call it what's it? The free toy with diner. Burger King offers new Valentine's Day adult meal. So I guess it's like a Happy Meal.
Right. Okay. Okay. Go on to the final.
It's a euphemism. Feather dust is a euphemism.
I mean,
It's raised.
I don't think it would be. I feel like it could be a tickling thing.
Hmm?
It could be it's probably a tickling thing.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, by no means am I an expert.
Sorry,
in
because
this
some of
regard,
these toys
but-
just sound. So the other ones just sound like domestic. Domestic was it? And a head massage. They sound like normal, everyday things.
And you can even use a blindfold on everyday things because, like, if you want to get, I don't know,
It's
sleep
a hanky, isn't it? A blindfold's just normally a hanky.
Is it?
Well, yeah, like a blindfold. Oh. That's a scout.
I think you're thinking of... Whoa, hold on.
Right,
Let's unpack that for a second.
Right, let's unpack it. Okay, so...
When would you put this up and put your blindfold on?
I don't know what even the name of the game is. I know what the objective of the game was.
Would it be wait till the weird noise happens and then you go and clean yourself up?
No, but like...
I want to see... Can I just say, can you just put the screen up? I want to see what the...
No.
What the waveform
It'll be gone by now. I think it'll probably be gone.
Oh, well.
Should we just go on to the next story? Okay. Fox...
Different type of
So
exploring.
this was in the 9th of March 2017.
Right.
God, that's actually nearly 2 years ago then.
Oh, yeah.
Fox mugs man and steals garlic bread. A man was mugged by a fox in a tense standoff on his way home from Tesco. Seb Baker was walking home when he found the bushy-tailed beast waiting for him. I took out the Tesco value garlic stick and waved it in an aggressive manner. I didn't want to get scratched, so just threw him the garlic bread. He seemed quite happy and ran off with it.
Well, firstly, I wouldn't exactly call it a mugging.
No, it's more like forceful begging.
Yeah, it's more of a catching, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because this man throws... Think of this fox. This fox isn't actually trying. Isn't being aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
This fox is just finding this is suddenly in this confrontation with this something very big thing,
Mm-hmm.
which starts kind of shaking this kind of baguette at it,
Mm-hmm.
and then it throws it to you, and it's like, well, he's not going to give it back. He's not like a dog with a stick.
I don't understand that one version. Although I do know that.
I mean, clearly he
foxes,
didn't want garlic bread that much.
I know that foxes certainly in cities. Like big
Yeah,
cities,
foxes
they're
are-
getting like super aggressive now. Badgers not so much. Badgers are still chill. Badgers are still chill. I actually have a story I want to say when I was walking home. It was kind of like that meme video where that guy's like kind of he knows there's like a bear near his house and he's walking on the edge of his house.
Right.
He turns right around the corner, and both the bear and the fox were doing. So him and the bear were kind of doing the same thing, and they both appeared in the
Right.
same corner, and they both ran off from each other, which is kind of funny. And I had that with a badger. I remember that with a badger, which is quite
Right.
sweet.
Okay.
I wasn't creepy around, but I was walking. The badger was casually walking. We both were scared shitless because I thought it was like a massive rat at first, like fucking
A massive
huge.
stripy rat.
Dude, I couldn't see the strap though because it was like in the shade.
Oh,
In
right.
the daytime at night. So Foxman and
Foxman.
the
Good
Fox
superhero.
mugs man and steals garlic bread.
Right, so you've got a fox nicking garlic bread.
Fox nicking
You've got
sex
adult
Adult toys.
make you very happy meal.
and lack of door with house.
House with lack of door.
Sure.
Right, so
Which story? Do you want me to read them again or?
no, I think I'll be okay.
I'll tell you, I'll read the titles. So, first one, woman buys house at auction, can't get in as it has no door. Free toy with diner, Burger King offers new Valentine's Day adult meal, inverted commas. Fuck's sake. Fox,
Why are you saying fox man?
I don't, because Mugs looks like man.
It doesn't.
But then it's got man next to it. So it's Fox man.
Fox man. It's I feel like if you could have like instead of rebooting a superhero and they become, say you have a new Batman, they have to be Batman man.
Batman man.
And eventually goes down the line, you've got Batman man.
Fox mugs man and
Fox
steals
mugs man.
garlic bread.
Right.
Hopefully my articulation was satisfactory.
Now, I'm going to that first story.
Where is it? Here we go. A woman buys house at auction, can't get in as it has no door.
They say it was £85,000.
£85,000 auction.
Now, my thinking is that this my suspicion is that this might be real, but she knew what she was buying.
My retort is I don't know stories if they are real or fake.
Okay. But what? I mean, if you don't know which story is real or fake,
Yeah, I cover them up.
what? So you don't
Double
even...
blind. It's a double blind, so I don't give anything away through mannerism.
Oh right, so you have no idea which one is.
Nope. You've heard the concept of double blind, right?
Yeah. What? So you're going to find this out as well?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna
so
find
you've
it
just
myself.
got your finger over where it says.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, that
Sorry. Yeah, exactly.
I can't
That's why-
quite. The thing is that whenever I do it, I know which ones are real and fake. When I'm
Sure. The problem is I know I'm going to give something away.
Right. Okay. Right, so.
It's
okay.
actually something I was going to ask you. When you're reading it out, could you not... Actually, because could you not... Because you have to
No.
find... Sure, right, you're not going to work the same way. So.
I've got to write them down.
Right, yeah.
So. Right. So this is increasingly becoming more difficult, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm not bitter. Yeah, so my thinking being is that if this is real, I reckon that she probably knew what she was doing. Because I think he said approximately £85,000.
85,000.
That's quite cheap
That is quite cheap,
for a house.
but it is an auction.
It is an auction, true, but it is still quite cheap.
Sure.
So my thinking being that she probably she probably knew that you couldn't get in, and that probably put the price down a bit.
Sorry. I just love that concept. just selling a house and just... Yeah, so it's a great house, just haven't got a door. Couldn't be bothered to put it on.
Well, see the door. Why have you even got a door? I couldn't be bothered to put it on. Well, so where is? Wait, you've got a door. Yeah. Doors inside. I just never put it on. But we're outside the house. Yeah. How did you get out?
I was going to say, you're going through you're going showing around a house. Hasn't got a front door. How the hell do we get in? Shit, if I know.
We didn't. I put all the furniture on the outside as well.
I'll say that something that reminds me of something in life, but I can't remember them.
Oh well.
Sorry.
Anyway, sorry. Okay, so the second story was the adult meal from Burger King.
Adult meal
In Israel, did you say?
Israel. I didn't even know Burger King was in Israel, but there you go.
Is one that I have slight doubts on. Well, firstly, I suppose, given some of the tensions around Israel, I mean, I don't know, but I suppose some countries will probably be slightly hesitant of going there.
Mm-hmm.
But secondly, there was this one bit of it, and it was the bit which we were a bit confused about when it said 2 Whoppers brackets that's a burger.
Yes, it's brackets that's a burger.
That is a boob joke.
Is
And
it?
yes,
Is it?
2 Whoppers. That's why he said it's a burger, because otherwise it could be seen as
That's a right. That's a burger, right.
So
But
my
like,
thinking.
I can tell you why this story is fake. Is because it was set in Israel, and as we all know,
It's not a real
it's in a
country.
real country. So
Anyway.
you know.
Anyway, I feel my brain thinks that they started with that pun and worked backwards. But
I'm tempted to look to see the answer.
to quickly have a look, think of the third story
I'll switch to it now.
about the fox.
That one. Fox mugs man and steals garlic bread. Got it right that time.
That seems likely. It does seem like the sort of thing that if you've got a particularly low news day on like a local newspaper,
Hastings Observer.
for example.
Because there's hardly...
Actually, quickly, while we're talking about local newspapers, you remember last time I was telling the story about what happened at the game between Hastings and Whitstable?
Was that the one where everyone... Oh, that was the one
That was the one where the goalkeeper punched the fan.
Yes. What was the other issues with the game? Was it the referee was making poor decisions?
The referee made a couple of poor decisions, but I mean that's not really.
Was it always,
massively
were they all
noteworthy.
against Hastings though, weren't they?
I think they're holding against both sides. I'm not
Okay.
going to say that they're against one or the other because I mean obviously I'd be biased. I'm a Hastings fan, but the thing is, it's like, but I just and how they basically the things that happened were a Whitstable town player punched one of our fans. One of our players got in one of their fans' faces.
Yeah.
And then, in the time of tension, basically Whitstable fans starting on each other.
Oh yeah, they started just fighting with each
Yeah.
other. Do you know what happened in the
But
end?
it
Did they get
didn't
suspended? Did anything happen with them in the end? Or?
Well, I don't know yet, but the point that I'm making is that I think it was KM, or like a local Kent sort of newspaper, decided to, for their headline, describe what happened at the game as a 40-man brawl. No, you're being bad. You're being a bad newspaper and you need to stop.
40-man brawl.
There wasn't even a brawl.
No, I was saying, but why 40?
I think
Isn't there 22 if there's 2 teams?
I feel like they were saying it's fights between the fans.
Maybe there was a fight afterwards when you left.
I mean, there might have been, but there are no Hastings fans left, so it would have been a bit.
Where everyone just went home.
Yeah, I mean, everybody had gone home basically. The only people.
Unless those that obviously who enjoy a bit of a punch up.
I mean,
But what newspaper was this? Sorry,
I think it's a Kent KM Online or something like
right.
that. So yeah, that's not good. Not good journalism.
No.
But anyway, so.
So, what's your issue with the fact the title is not very imaginative, or what?
No, I was just because it was just shit journalism because it's telling people something that didn't happen.
Oh, did you actually read the whole article? It had nothing to do with the actual reality of.
Well, no, but they were describing it as a 40-man brawl, but I was there, Tim.
Right, I mean, unless there was you are right. You were there. Nothing like that. Yeah, they just, I don't know. They couldn't think of
Clickbait.
Clickbait, indeed.
Anyway, that whole rant went off of the idea that I was thinking that it would be the sort of thing that a slightly bored local newspaper would report on. That a fox nicked someone's garlic bread. So if that one is the fake one,
As I was saying, by the way,
then it's a very fiendish game.
my only problem is with your. I don't know why I'm helping you, as it were. or hindering you or whatever.
Hindering?
Hindering. Helping or hindering? Hindering.
Hindering.
I was just thinking, if it was London, this would have happened. It isn't Sales, worry. But if it was, I can imagine there'd probably be a lot more things to write about. So that's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm going to find out myself. I'm going to have to go. The answer is...
But I think I'm going to stick to my guns.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go for the adult meal at Burger King in Israel, being the fake story.
Free toy. Sorry, which one? Sorry,
That was the free adult toy.
Okay, well, I can now find out for myself.
Okay, I want you to get your reaction, but try not to reveal what it is to me, so we can get it separately.
Okay, you ready?
Okay, Tim's actually looking.
Okay, so Fox mugs man and steals garlic bread is a real story.
Okay, right. I'm just glad I didn't get fooled by that one, because
Sure.
if that one was fake, I just think that's just a bastard of a card, because it just plays off of so many.
Just so many things.
It's just so fiendish.
It just sounds like one of those silly stories that you can't believe that happened but are real, and you say,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
What I will say is the good thing about you having these cards is that it now has a prop that you can put down and reveal is a real card.
Indeed.
Again, it doesn't make sense for an audio medium,
No.
but it's good for the two of us.
Do you want... Which one would you like me to reveal next? Because, I mean, either way you'll find out the answer.
Well, I would say reveal... Okay, why don't you reveal the one that I chose?
Fair enough. Okay, free toy with Dana Burger King offers for new Valentine's Day.
Actually, maybe... no, what you should do... if you really wanted to ham it up, you just put it up, back, face down in my hand, and I'd have to turn it over.
That's a really good idea. Ready?
Right, okay.
There it is.
Right, so this is where we reveal, and it will have it written on the thing.
The answer is...
Oh, god damn it!
It's a tragedy. Now, Shaun, I mustn't blow my own trumpet, but I'm going to here. You know, right at the very beginning, I don't know if it was when we were recording, or when I said, the fake stories, I'm not sure if they're entirely made up.
Were you lying?
No. I obviously got away with it. But I said, these fake stories, I'm not sure if they're augmented truth, like the truth has been changed, or if they're completely fabricated. And when it said the woman buys house, and I said, I'm not sure if it's real or not.
Oh, right, okay.
And I had to just blag and just say, yeah, I'm doing a double blind. And I haven't looked at the answers. I knew obviously full well which one was real or fake. And I was like, fuck! Because you gave me a look. For a second, I just thought, did you just inadvertently tell me? I was expecting you to say, did you just uninadvertently tell me?
Right.
And I was pooing myself. But I managed to just completely just...
Like, I was going to say, like... I still didn't believe it, but I could feel like it would be sort of thing you'd do.
There you go. The fake story.
Woman buys house at auction, can't get in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I should have seen, taken the date into account for the one that I chose.
Yeah.
It said it was 26th of January, so I've realised that the news of the deal would have come through, and they reported on it. So I should have taken that into account.
What was this with the date? Sorry,
of the story.
Yeah, what about...
It was 26th of January, so they probably announced that they were going to do that day, which makes sense.
Yeah, that story, man, I actually felt like that one was really ludicrous. I thought, when I first looked at it, I was like, damn. Because I picked it out, I ran about the deck. I just felt like, holy shit, that's like a kind of fairly obvious one. Like, you got to think, like, why on earth would anybody brick up the door of the house? Wouldn't you surely... Because surely wouldn't you put the new door on first, then brick up the old one? Because you're going to have to work on it on both sides.
Actually, that's a fair point, I hadn't thought
You're going to have to work on it on both sides, right?
Yeah.
And have a...
Yeah.
Right? You're saying you have to brick up the wall and then smash a new one.
Yeah.
How are you going to know exactly where it's going to line up with? Did you draw the lines on the outside? No, you draw them on the inside. So we ran it. That's the whole thing. I just thought I'd stick with it, see if I can get away with it. I did, with a fuck up, but I blagged out of it. I'm happy.
I feel like you did well there.
Thank you. Badly and well. Should we end it there?
Well, I suppose we will, but that does take your score down to being 2-0.
2-0.
So
It's still early days.
Yeah,
Anything can
So
change.
the thing is that Very early on, you got your first point. In fact, I remember it specifically being 1-1 at one point.
Yeah.
And I'm just worried that it could become a bit of a narrative of when am I going to get my first points.
I doubt that. I'm sure. I'm confident next week you will be getting it.
Really?
I'm confident.
I'll be calling you on that.
That's fine. You don't call me on. That's just simply my optimistic view on your perception.
Fair enough.
And with that, we'll move on to the final segment.
Yeah. Final segment time.
It is indeed the final segment.
Bottom of the alternatives, in fact. Yes.
It
There's
is.
a very approving look from Tim.
I'll give you an approving
It's his
look,
favourite segment.
No, I realised I wasn't giving you any audio cues. It was just
Just kind of go.
an enthusiastic stare.
What we do at Bottom Alternatives is we take a popular bit of a song, a popular song. Not a popular bit of a song, that could be a popular of any song. That could just be, I don't know, one particular instrument. But it's a bit from a popular song, or specifically a verse or something from a popular song.
Yes.
Take the words, make all of them the opposite of each of what the original words were, take them to our co-host, and our co-host has to figure out what the original song is from the opposited lyrics.
Seamlessly done. Pretty well, actually. It's got a lot of articulation.
Yes.
Excellently done.
Speaking of articulation, though, because there's one other thing that we do need to explain, and Tim, it's always befalls on you. But why
Yeah.
is the segment called Bottom of the Alternatives?
Well, Shaun, I just realised I was going to smack it really hard, but I realised it would be a horrible spice, so I just did a light tap. The reason why it's called Bottom of the Alternative is because during from the 1950s to the early 2000s, there was a British broadcasting
Corporation.
I always forget the word corporation. Corporation show called Top of the Pops, where once a week a band would perform live,
Air quotes for listeners.
in front of a live audience, and if
The
one-
audience were live.
yeah, the audience were live and the reactions were awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, love this pre-recorded mess. And if you get the lyrics of, if you get the name Bottom of the Alternatives and you reverse it, you get Top of the Pops.
Yes.
That is why we've called it Bottom of the Alternatives.
I mean, you normally go from Top of the Pops to Bottom of the Alternatives. We didn't think of the phrase and then think, how could you opposite Bottom of the Alternatives?
Yes.
But you know, it still conveys the same message.
I like it.
Yeah, and on that note, Tim, I feel like you should go first.
Okay, I'm going to dive straight into it and begin. I'm just going to get the original version up to check on. Nope, we're all good. Okay. Hello there.
Hello there.
Her soles aren't cold, elbows strong, legs aren't light. Here isn't undigested food off her trousers before Dad can't cook.
Sorry. Undigested food on her
off her trousers.
off her trousers.
Before.
Jesus Christ, what has he been feeding her?
Dad can't cook.
Dad can't cook.
She's confident. Also off a inside, she smells uneased or ill-prepared.
Is that the end of it?
That's the end of it.
Earlier, you were worried about songs.
Yeah.
About doing a song that either you or I have done.
Have we finally done it? Is this it?
I have definitely done this.
Have you done it?
This is the rap from Eminem in the song Lose Yourself.
Really? Have we done this one?
I can specifically remember doing it.
Wow, I was the first one to do it, huh? Why? What will remind you of?
Because as soon as you said legs are light, I thought, oh god, that really rings a
legs
bell.
are light. What did you do for? Interestingly, as you are correct, what did you hit? I did take some liberties when it came to. It says he has.
Hang on, did you opposite Mum's spaghetti to Dad can't cook?
Yeah. I didn't know what's the opposite of spaghetti, so I just went, Dad can't cook.
I think I went
my dad.
for...
My dad. Sometimes he can cook really well. Some things he just can't.
Right. Okay. So I'm trying. I think
Also, for
I think I might have. I either did like something like a dessert or something.
yeah.
I think I. Or I went. I either did like a dessert or lasagna. I might have. I think it might have been Daddy's lasagna or
Daddy's
something
lasagna,
like that.
right. No, it says
Or ice cream or something like that.
It says there's vomit on
Or
his.
actually no, I think I might have done custard. It might be Daddy's custard.
Right. Oh, custard. Yes, it might have been custard actually. That custard right rings a bell. Now, where it's the line here, it says there's vomit on his sweater already.
Yes.
I just went here isn't
It isn't undigested.
undigested food.
I think I went for there. I think for there isn't. I definitely opposited vomit.
Sure.
I think I went for. I might have. You know what? I might have gone for poo or crap or a word for it.
There's poo.
But they're
There is poo.
they're both kind of ways of. They both involve food, but they come out of opposite ends.
Sure. I just want. When I meant my undigested food, I more imagine just food that hasn't been eaten at all. Like it hasn't even entered the body yet.
Okay,
Hasn't had a
so it's
chance
just
to-
food.
It's just food. I just went undigested food specifically because of vomit. Well, there we go. That was the first repeat.
Well, there's the first confirmed repeat.
Sure.
I'm not going to put it past us that we may have done a repeat and we didn't notice.
I was confident though that we hadn't. So there we go.
But I think I don't know what because it was the fact that it was the legs are light. So I definitely remembered
and we
hearing
would have
that.
done it before. I'm sure it's a song that
Yeah. If remember, you didn't get it.
I didn't.
So I don't know what that says.
I think I don't know.
But then again, though, I've had the advantage of hindsight. So maybe if I had, actually no, I reckon I probably could have worked that out from.
Oh, easily. I think you would have got it pretty much for the first two lines. The whole thing was perfectly opposited, and it's such an iconic lyric line. You'd know.
Yeah.
And especially
Oscar-winning song.
Did it win an Oscar?
Yeah.
Oh,
First rap song to win an Oscar.
I did not know that.
Now you do. I feel like I might have brought that up in that previous time anyway, but never mind. So I feel like we should quickly head on to my
Let's hear
bottom
yours.
alternative, which goes like this.
Let's hear it.
I'd rather not go in without my scruffy enemies.
Whoa, okay, sorry. I wasn't quite mentally prepared.
Well, why didn't you tell me?
Sorry, begin.
Okay. I'd rather not go in without my scruffy enemies.
Okay.
You're implying me it's not necessarily a beginning. You might have just heard a joint click there.
Yeah, I did.
I don't know if the mic picked that up. You'll employ me twice after you get on a ceiling. Do remove you up.
Do right. I'm going to work with that line. Do you...
Do remove you up.
Don't.
Yeah.
Don't. Now, don't remove. Place.
It's
Remove,
it's
you
kind of worth a. It's like
take away.
it's opposite
Oh.
of taking away.
Give.
No.
Receive.
No.
Offer.
Offers closer.
Gift.
You're getting a bit warmer, but I mean I can't really.
What's the actual? So no. What's the opposite word here? Was it what you say? It says it was the
No,
line.
I'm gonna
No. I was saying what is the opposite word?
Remove.
Remove. Recover.
No.
Replace.
No.
I've said gift. Offer.
It's a-
Reward.
What if,
I pretty much use every word other than the word.
the thing is, it's like if I tell you what this is, it will give the thing away.
Well, that's the whole point. Okay, what's the next line? What's the next word then? After that, then
You
me
and an up.
down. Sorry. What was that one? Sorry?
Yeah.
What's the real one? Sorry, I got confused there.
The fake one was up, so the
The real
one
one's
was
down.
down.
Don't blank me down. Let.
No.
Okay. Don't. Let. Don't. Put. Put.
No.
Fuck, really?
No, it isn't put.
Don't, okay.
You're kind of close
and
with
so
put in a way.
the opposite word was...
The opposite word was remove.
remove.
Can you do some of the other lines?
No, I'm doing this line. The reason why I started with this line is because I know it's a brief line. That's often where snippet. That's where they hit you with that bam. Remove.
It may be the title of the song, so if you figure it out, you're going to get it.
Don't move. Not reward. Don't reward me down. Don't put me down. Don't let me down. Don't give me down.
No.
Remove. Replace me down. Replace me down.
Replace me down.
Remove. Okay, I'm going to remove this item from here. I'm now going to...
So if you're placing an item somewhere, you are
moving it. It's just move. Don't move me down.
No, it isn't. Don't move me down.
How difficult can the word remove? Remove. I'm going to remove you from this area. I'm now going to reposition. Don't reposition me down.
No.
Don't organise. Adjust me down.
Just don't adjust me down.
It's like another way of saying don't patronise me, isn't it?
I suppose so.
Don't place. Done that one already. Take me down.
No, I think we've already done that as well.
Bloody hell, what other verbs can you do? What other verbs? Remove. Remove.
Opposite of remove.
Yeah, I'm trying to... What's the opposite of remove? Like give, place,
Well,
put,
I'll be honest, I
receive,
did struggle
reward.
with this word a bit. But
Give. You've been taking some bare liberties. Is it like brain and brick?
No, it's
Go.
not like brain and brick.
Okay, it's not
Nothing
quite-
is like brain and brick other than brain and brick.
Apart from chalk and cheese.
I suppose so. I think we have used cheese for chalk or something like that previous.
Offer.
No.
Gift. Done that one. Repel. I just thought I'd shove repel me down. Propel.
I mean, look, the thing is like you've gone through a lot of words here, and the thing is, it's like if you get the word, you get the song.
But if I don't get it, for fuck's sake.
I feel like what you should.
Why am I? I'm
doing?
gonna be honest. Am I being daft or is it difficult?
I can't.
I'll
be honest.
So I need to look at it more laterally.
Well,
not
I would be.
literally.
Well, given that I've revealed that it's the title of a song, I would be thinking of titles of songs.
Well, look at me. You know what I'm like with names.
That's a fair
Do you,
point.
but I'm gonna
That's a
tell, do you
fair
know
point.
this will even more illustrate my point. You know that last rap I did. What was the name of that rap? Sorry, called.
Lose yourself.
Do you know what I typed into Google to find that song?
Mum spaghetti.
Correct. All right. I just right.
Somebody should do a rap song called Mum
Mum
Spaghetti.
spaghetti. I'm sure it's been done.
Do it to the same beat, but the lyrics completely different.
Sorry for that science.
That was Tim thinking. I probably should have
It was just my contemplation of
It's just
remove.
behind his eyes.
Remove. You got move. What's like another way of move? When you move, you are adjusting. You are organising.
Don't organise me down.
Yep, I've probably said that one already. I think I've said.
You said adjust already. Look, Tim. I feel like I should put you out of your mate.
I'm down, right? It's down. That's the last
Yes.
one. Okay, no.
Okay, right, Tim. Right, Tim.
Let's go for a different line. Let's
Tim.
fuck it.
No, Tim.
Different line. Give me a
Tim,
different
if you're not going to get it off this, you're not going to get it off any other
I
line.
might do. Okay, let's go for the first line.
I'd rather not go in without my scruffy enemies.
Okay, I remember why I didn't choose that one. What's the second line?
You're implying me
Okay.
it's not necessarily a beginning.
I'm
Yes.
saying, suggesting,
Telling
telling.
me.
I'm telling you
It, which is the same.
it's
Not necessarily.
it is true. It is not it is necessarily.
Yeah.
It is unknown. Don't know. don't, no, it is I don't know. It is I can't.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't.
I want to win so bad. I want to get it right, but I'm just struggling with words to remove. Do you want to tell me?
Right, okay,
Because I have no idea. I think even if you tell me the word, I won't even know.
Tim, I'm not gonna tell you the word. But I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a one-word clue.
Okay.
And if you don't get it from this,
You're rubbish.
well, yes.
Okay, go for it.
The one-word clue is Bruce. Tim's thinking.
I remember the meme where you see you've got the downs, Bruce.
Well, yes. If you can remember what that actual song is. This is just. Tim is looking up into the middle distance.
You've got the downs, Bruce.
You don't actually think that was the actual lyrics, do you?
God, that joke seems so distasteful now.
Yes, we were in year 9. Just to be
Sure,
clear.
Okay, or year 8 or something.
Actually, I think it was year 8, not year 9.
Is it You Got My Love?
No.
You got the downs.
No, Tim, I'm just going to let you out
You
your
got the
misery.
downs, Bruce.
No.
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 Bruce. Is there anything to do with Bruce Forsyth? He's
No!
dead.
And it's not nice to see you. It's...
You've got the downs.
For God's sake. Look, Tim, I'm just going to tell you.
Oh.
The song is Don't Bring Me Down by the Electric Light Orchestra.
How's the song go?
What do you mean, how does the song go? You've literally just been doing a melody of the chorus.
I don't think I even remember the proper song.
What, not at all?
No, I just remember people being
Well, how did you ever find the joke funny then?
No. So I was. It's what's the way? It's like the idea of the no soap radio thing. I just lied.
You just thought, oh yeah. You just thought I was making it up.
It sounds funny, so yeah, I just thought it sounded funny.
By the way,
song,
he doesn't actually say Bruce. It's just a very popular misheard lyric. He actually says Groose. Gross.
Oh, that was the joke. Yeah, I don't know this song. How's it go? I can listen to it now, but obviously you can't really do it.
Look, I mean, Tim.
Don't
bring me down. This high quality content.
Okay, that song was similar until you did that bit. And
No, that's part of it. It goes.
I don't remember that bit.
Well, I do.
I don't remember this song clearly. Okay.
I hope you enjoyed that. I should be paid. You should be. That's probably clipped the microphone to death.
It's alright. As a standing ovation. Shaun, I can't.
Yeah, and on that note, a summary of the whole podcast there. That brings us to the end of the show. So thank you. That was a bit harsh on me, but thank you very much for listening to the ebbs and flows of this podcast. If you've enjoyed it, then please do leave us a review, or you could subscribe to us on whatever you happen to be listening on. If you want to get in contact with us, you can email us at 2inthebushpodcast@gmail.com, or you can get us on Twitter. It's at 2inbushpod. And I think I've managed to say everything I need to say very quickly. I mean, I would say we do encourage you to email in and review. We want actual thing. We want to be honest.
Should we check it again?
No.
You never know.
Tim.
Oh, he's right. No.
Tim, you spent 10 minutes on "Don't Bring Me Down."
Okay.
Just that phrase.
I want to quickly say.
Bring for remove.
Ignore me. Don't worry.
Okay, and so on that note, I think Tim, say goodbye.
No, do you know what? I want to bring it back. We're gonna bring it back. I want to bring it back. I'm okay that I lost because I just didn't know that song.
Okay.
And I'm finding out maybe like after 10 years. Oh, I don't know, year 9, year 10, year 11, 12, 13. After 6 years, I finally get that joke.
Right. Okay.
Still don't know the song, but thank you.
Okay. So this has just been a therapy session. So that was Tim saying goodbye, and it is goodbye from me.